my very first video's medication is bullshit, but the very next one is the one that I'm doing again because I just had a dream, and that dream triggered me really bad. Because it had one person in the dream that I will never be able to reject. Like she did to me. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Why do I have to deal with this, you know? Why do I have to fall in love and that just never goes away, you know? It's like, because memory just kind of stacks. You don't want to erase memory, and like, she kind of suggested that to me, and it's very offensive, actually. In fact, that is gonna be one of my arguments. Where are we? Oh shit. Alright, alright. I I want to fucking put a crown in here. This is crazy. Like, memory is such a crazy thing. You have no idea how powerful memory is. Just, you have no idea how powerful memory is. Alright, and most importantly, behind this argument, you must understand, as a young person, you don't understand what superpowers you have. Alright, and how to actually activate your superpowers and use them, obviously. So if you keep rejecting people and not looking back, just going forward in life, I mean, you did an impact, right? You have influenced someone. So collect your fucking influence, okay? Just poke around and see what you did. Because people gonna tell you you influenced them. So, technically I should go back myself in time and, poke around myself. But there's a clear difference between just random people and a person who's like, I kinda like you. I'm gonna write a bunch of messages that make no fucking sense and dedicate it all to you, you know? It's not just one girl. In my life, there were three. Four. Four, actually. And two of them are related to this one girl, the first girl, basically. So technically, there's just two. Technically, you know. I just started looking a little bit around, but not too much, you know, so I can always go back. Which is so stupid, man. So, I will tell you my story, but she will also tell her story, actually. Because she still lives on a fucking internet and likes music. That's all I have, guys. And yes, I don't care if you see her name or not. I also have her name here. I know it's something that people are triggered with. But, like, shut the fuck up, okay? You're not gonna come to Lithuania. You're not gonna find her in a million years, and if you do, you're not gonna do anything to her. You only gonna make the situation slightly better, potentially. Because you're just obsessed about her just like I am. Like, nothing's gonna happen. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of people that you know exist, and you're not gonna do about anything about it. So, yeah, she has a 1 in there. I don't know what that means. Was was this one taken already? Yeah. So we're definitely gonna look at her music, because now it's a public information. And maybe her followers? There should be some familiar people. I don't like black people, so I can already tell you It's not. It's fucking 7 years ago. But obviously nobody uses SoundCloud. But this is the. I just, found it on the internet. Okay. Oh, I just found it. I'm sorry, guys. So I want to see what it's all about. Obviously, she blocked me on Facebook when I was being very creepy. But at some point, randomly, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna add you as a friend," which was like, how the fuck did that happen? She unblocked me and added me as a friend. When I requested, I had to do that. I had to notice that she unblocked me and had her as a friend. Like, that was weird. I didn't expect that at all. No one would do that, like, it's kind of weird. And I didn't know how to explain that, to be honest. Except with the same fucking thing, memory, dude. She somehow realized something. I don't know, man. It's so weird. Yeah, you must understand that there's all kinds of people, but I don't know if you want to be creeped out 100% about them. You gotta give them a chance, just as a fucking, decency thing. Cause you never fucking know where you dealing. You just don't know. Okay, it could be the end of the world, and that fucking person actually knows how to survive. It's just like, come on, man, come on. So I kind of want to go through all of these points. I used to not make points and just deviate for some reason, but it kind of tells a wider story, I guess. There's just, not a lot of arguments. Like, what the fuck is that? There's a few considerations, obviously. But, why would you reject people? It doesn't make sense. It's just pure bullshit. Pure bullshit that children believe in. And they grow up believing in it. Because it's almost like they like it or something. Like, what? And then in the end, you have just men bumping into girls until they find someone, that is not willing to reject them. And it's the best relationship in the world, isn't it? Isn't it? No, not really, because every single time you want to approach a woman, you kind of, try to like her. There's 100 women that you have approached and you try to like them too, but now you have to try and like someone else. And it kind of gets to you, you have a limited capacity of who you're capable of liking just in order to approach them. It makes no fucking sense to me. So imagine what happens after a man approaches a woman. Imagine what fucking happens. And it's like if we just run by rejection, it's not that men are gonna choose women, it's that women are gonna choose men. And that's it. This is game over, basically. Women are gonna just pick 5 years older men that they can settle down with, because it's the only hope that they have in order to succeed in life, because they're probably not gonna have a job that easily unless they're fucking selling some OnlyFans shit. I'm sorry, dude. And it's not that easy to fucking sell that shit either. Okay, I wouldn't give a fucking cent to Monica. Maybe her photos are actually valuable, but I can get free stuff, unfortunately. Okay. So, I'll take my free stuff and I'll pretend that I like you. Because I don't have to pretend. She's what? 25th place. You would think I just forgot about her and I didn't invest everything into the first approach that I've ever made. Alright? I literally invested everything because she's she just looked like the most attractive person ever, right? I'm just like, well, I have a big magnet, and I can't help myself. What do I do? Well, just do that. Do that. Just do it. And also, it's like, I don't care. I really don't care what kind of personality traits you have and what you don't have. None of this fucking matters either. Just nothing fucking matters in that moment. It's like, I want to have you in a relationship. I don't know how big, how small that relationship is. It doesn't matter either. You know, none of this fucking matters. There's nothing that actually matters that you can reject people over. In nothing. Tell me. I want to fucking know, dude. The only thing that matters is like fear. It's like a fear factor. Every single bullshit has one of those, unfortunately. So, very nice, guys. But there's another factor. Consider internet, okay? New technology means new ways of thinking entirely. Alright, we can probably wipe out a lot of bullshit because we have technology. We can probably solve a lot of problems that have been happening in the past, and Andrew Tate is gonna be like, in the past, men had to approach women and fuck them in the back because they have a lot of money. Shut the fuck up, Andrew Tate. You have no idea how a heart, functions, like, shut the fuck up. And what the soul wants. But men have been dominating me as alpha men. Mr. Alpha. Everyone's fucking laughing at alphas. It's like, what the fuck are you enjoying life, you fucking idiot? Obviously being rich is fucking tremendous. And he knows what he's doing. He can't laugh at Andrew Tate because he's kind of valuable to society right now. Except, he's not valuable to, some, authorities. Because he's attacking women. And maybe they're right in a way. And, I don't know, maybe I do not like Andrew Tate. We're gonna review him over and over again until we realize what the true score of him is. Because you cannot have the highest score of all men, am I right? Unfortunately, if you act as an alpha, you will attempt to, be the best alpha. And he's doing it, okay? I can't argue with that. But to say that there's, an underlying strategy to something, sure, do your fucking strategy. But leave me alone. I'm trying to have an actually good life. Not a fake, influencer, businessman life, I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want to fucking waste my time on this shit. If possible, obviously it is tremendous to have money, then you can escape the Matrix, as he says. And I would like to do that at any point in time. And I would like to help other people to escape matrices, which he kind of does as well. It's just fuck. What the fuck is wrong with Andrew Tate? I love this guy and I hate this guy at the same time. What the fuck is wrong, man? I have to like him, I'm forced. Unfortunately. And yes, also unfortunately, potentially I have rejected people. But nobody came out and said, I like you. No girl did that. No girl has the fucking courage, okay? And nobody would like me anyways, to be honest. Nobody fucking understand how complicated of a person I really am inside. But as a girl, you're not obligated to like someone just because they're not liked by anyone, because that would be the only reason why you would there has to be reasons why you would like someone, but there is no reason to reject people. It's a completely different dynamic, okay? Uh, you can't just like random people. That is just stupid. Okay, but you can definitely not reject them because now you hooked them up with something. Now you have to fucking investigate what is happening in my life that attracted this person, or is it just a fucking scammer? Uh, no, not a, no, I'm not a scammer. But at the same time, it's like, this. Wait, does that matter? Yes, that does matter because money is like a dry thing. It has nothing to do with your personality or your looks or anything you put actual effort into. But at the same time, it's like, maybe it still matters. Maybe you can still have fun. Uh, I mean, some people have fun not rejecting scammers and just making fun of them. Testing the stupid. But usually a scammer is gonna do a very simple thing. Approach you as a scammer. Literally say, "I want your money. Do this and that. I hope you're stupid. Please give me your money." That's what a scammer would do. But what if you change "I want your money" to "I want you to love"? For in exchange for nothing. Because what can I give her possibly? Am I right? Probably not. What the fuck? Oh, this is an S. And I treat it as a fucking 5. It's hilarious, dude. It's fucking hilarious. What happened? Where did I teleport it? Oh, okay, fine. Now I have to redo every letter, every number now. This is frustrating. I should have done a completely new thing instead of stacking on top of already existing thing. Oh my god. This really sucks. Yeah, we want to do that. Ah, shit, I have to redo the numbers then again. Oh my god. Alright. Another thing is like, aren't you curious? Aren't you curious of who likes you and why? Cause it's not obvious, like, the looks is not the entire story. Yes, it's like the biggest deal ever, but in a way, it's like, even I didn't know why, so it's like, you cannot be curious necessarily. But it's like, okay, now I'm attracted with a magnet, so nobody knows what the fuck is going on. But you can at least be curious over time, right? Is the attraction increasing? Is it decreasing? What do you like about me? You could just check on the person who was interested in you. Maybe he's living a better and better life, and you just kind of fucking rolling downhill, and you need a little bit of help. You never fucking know. You just never know. You just open up so many opportunities that you would have lost otherwise. Think about it. Potentially losing opportunities is another crown. It's like, do you have good counter arguments? Because I think I found a very big bullshit in there. Alright, now we have to like fish for... let's read what I did. not that I have nothing to say, but I can't reject what I already did, which kind of is another point, right? Can't really make something into existence. I think it's an argument. So appreciate what you get. Alright, I think that's pretty simple, isn't it? Just whatever happens, it's very life is very difficult. You might want to appreciate what you have. I do, because I actually see scarcity all the time. But I'm not like, I will let people go, okay? There's people that I don't talk to anymore, simply because they don't talk to me. It's their fault, not my fault. I'm just sitting here, you know? I didn't change. I didn't reject them, but for some reason I got rejected, so... You know, quiet rejection, but it is what it is. It's not your quiet quitting, unfortunately. But, it's a tough thing, to be honest. Like, you have to promote yourself, you have to do something on the internet for me to actually keep track of you and maybe want to comment on what you're doing because I got triggered. But that's the only time I will comment on your thing. There's a lot of people who's like, I will always comment just nice things about you, so you always remember that I exist, and that you're gonna be attached to me, and they're being manipulative, and I don't know if I like that, to be honest. I don't like to be nice to people. I want to be memorable, so I will make arguments with them. I have to stand out in some kind of fashion. It's just not gonna work if I'm just a casual person. This was just a few months ago, and I already feel like I've improved in terms of how I present this concept. And just any slight of improvement is also a very interesting part of the story, isn't it? Alright. There are people who improve and then who die inside over time. You never know what you're gonna get in terms of a person. So this is not an argument, we can just rephrase it. You never know which way I guess the person will go in life. And maybe that's something you liked, but it's almost like stop losing opportunities is a stronger way to say it. So let's keep it that way. Let's keep it this way, boys. Jesus Christ. Rejection bullshit. Can we do it now? Can I type into something and it doesn't go down? Yes, I do. I can. Wow. That is so useful as a feature. You have no idea. So, we're just gonna read it and type into here what our reaction is. Alright. Yeah. We know that. It's always about girls, it's always about relationships, it's always about the thing that you don't have, okay? And you don't want to be rejected by the thing. In fact, you know, internet does not reject you. Shit. Oh, let's... reject you. You kinda have to understand that. You would search for the best match, you would get so excited. That's what would happen if you wouldn't... What would people do? But this is not how I want to approach it right now, necessarily. I don't want to explore this concept, but I would. That's what's triggering me, like, how would people behave if they wouldn't get rejected by any means? You would kind of search for the person that's best for you, to be honest. Like, it's a big deal. You would change your priority so significantly, and your hopes will be up, but you're also gonna have a rational mind of, like, I really have to make sure I get the best chances, so I keep extending my circle of interest. You would start with whatever attracted you at first and still grow. I mean, it would be a little bit easier to explore the world. It would be a little bit more exciting if you know you're not gonna get just completely rejected. And it would be just kind of interesting how people interact in that sense. But, alright. Yeah, it's also about jobs. And this is very important as well. Just being able to negotiate. There's so many, like, TikTok fail stories of jobs not treating them properly, which is kind of fucking disturbing. Like, well, you're gonna lose an employee, and losing things is pretty painful, to be honest. So, you might wanna try and keep someone you just accepted, okay? You can't just suddenly reject someone for no good reason, because just gonna rip you apart, essentially. Oh, he's my ex-boyfriend. Well, I'm sorry, dude. You're gonna have to live with that for a long time. So make sure your decisions are, like, very careful, slowly, what the, how do I fucking say that? You have to slowly detach from someone if you want to detach from someone, but, so my advice would be, and I hate giving advice, because that means that you're stupid, but I can give advice to myself, which is fine. So you just move slowly. Either way, you want to be attracted a little bit more, a little bit less, like, move slowly. You don't have to fucking do it yet, or kill each other. Those two extremes are a little bit extreme, so just follow this advice instead, okay? You don't just want to do one night stands with everyone, and then want to kill them the next day. Like, what the fuck? I guess. But there's no escape, okay? If someone is interested in you, they will just remember for the rest of their lives. She's like, I think she's like 1 year younger than me, so it's kind of interesting. Also, 7 years ago is still pretty recent, but this is the most recent one, so that's something. We can explore her catalog, because music is very interesting in terms of, like, her personality. And we're gonna be able to get to know her a little bit. What is my music tell about my personality? I would say, like, my music simply represents what everyone likes. But I want to make sure that the music is actually, like, very, very good. And that's it. It's like, everyone likes this stuff. But I see a little bit more into it. I see value. I honestly see, like, something very objective. And that's my personality. I want objective things. I want the truth. I want knowledge. I want what everyone likes. so I can have maximum influence on them. I don't care to advertise myself. I will be like a golden little dude that people discover. And that's what you can say about the music that I like. But you kind of have to know why I like a certain music, so it's gonna be hard to like decode this just by listening to music that she likes. But we'll try, I guess. Um, Again, I would love to see a website that has everything, all the likes. Technically, like Facebook tried to be this website, but everyone started privating each other or themselves, and then it's like pointless again, because like, oh, you don't want to be my friend, and you don't want to show any information about yourself, and you you consider that very sensitive information, okay? But in reality, you don't give a fuck. You might want to not let people comment on under your photos because they can trigger you or something. But even that's a little bit weird. You want a sense of management, but the website shouldn't just straight up give you buttons that can ban people and reject them immediately and reject like everyone. Like, can you actually believe that? There are websites that let you reject everybody, dude. Straight up everyone, dude. Sometimes people are like, oh, but you have a lot of followers, why are you private? I guess I still have to follow you to find out, and I have no choice anymore because I like you a little bit. There's a strategy in Instagram like that, but I don't like this strategy at all. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing if you're doing a strategy like that. Like, get a life, dude. It's like, I reject people, and that's what's gonna help me accept people, you know. Oh my god, what? Are you serious right now? Yeah, I said something random. Phone chargers are now gonna be the same in every single phone. Which is very interesting, right? Even government cares about this stuff. Has to battle rejection. Which is kind of interesting. Isn't the government doing a lot of rejection themselves? They just reject the people so they can solve problems without solving problems. You know, they have to be like attractive and manipulative and most importantly intimidating and convincing in a way. But they don't try to do anything else because it would be outside of their personality. Which everything has a personality. So government does have a personality, has agenda, like a way of operating. Okay. And this pattern just continues in every single country, the same fucking way. It's not big of a difference, but I do feel that something is happening to the world. Because we invented the internet and we don't have awareness of what's going on, we're not realizing that every single country is collapsing right now. Countries are just collapsing straight up. And, or at least started collapsing like really quickly. Especially Russia is collapsing. But every single country is doing that. Every single one that I can think of. I don't know if my country's collapsing, to be honest, but Europe is facing a very rough time out of nowhere, and probably not because of Russia, I don't think. Probably because other people screwed up, okay? And that's kind of weird. It's like, well, we're dependent on Russia. You want to tell me that story? So nobody fucking realized we're dependent on Russia? What the fuck is that for an excuse? Okay? You fucking idiots. So we have been in Soviet Union this whole fucking time. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, this one feels like an interesting argument, I guess. And yes, this will take a long time for me to just walk through all of this, but it's exciting what I was thinking back then. What I thought was important to say at all. I was like typing out every single sentence that I could think of. So, I a little bit overextended. But at the same time, there's a benefit to that. Now I know a little bit more of how I felt then. Like, how you feel is gonna change over time. How you feel and what you know. And what you're aware about. That's gonna make you feel a different way as well. So you never know, again, but it's the opportunity thing, so it's not an argument necessarily. Like, I'm like open-minded, so if there's, but I do reject a lot of games right now. But if someone just showed up and is like, you should play this game, maybe I would try it. Now, there's limited amount of time that you have, so technically, but you never know. You still have to have a list of things. You still want to have like influence on people. You want to learn all kinds of skills. But I'll still, I'll still say, yes, you do have limited amount of time, and you will make something invisible. Alright. It's probably too long of a statement, though. I feel so bad about it. But it kind of brings me back to, like... I kind of rejected all my classmates, but I gave them a chance. They kind of rejected me. They kind of rejected, like, curiosity. Like, you can actually reject, like, bigger concepts than just a person. Meaning, yeah, if you reject curiosity, like, man, you really don't have time, do you? But then it's like, what was the point of actually putting the entire class together? And how much time would we spend? What would we do? What is your strategy? I just looked at it. I said my piece, my 2-hour story. It's there on the internet, guys. It's called like My Story or something. You can find it. So yeah, it's recent. It's like 1 month old or something. From now. But like, I didn't reject them. I gave them my social media links, and they can do whatever they want with them. And they chose not to do anything, so I just had to move on. Again, yes, you do have very limited amount of time, but always give people a chance. Uh, collect your damn influence. And it will also give you a little bit more understanding about life and attractions and all that sort of stuff. If and potential mistakes that people actually make. Alright, you're watching this video, you didn't reject my video. I kind of congratulate you on that, because, like, you would have been an asshole hypocrite if you actually rejected my video. And you didn't even set a reason why you did that. But in order to tell me the reason, you have to actually go into my Discord. Just find the courage. Because, it's kind of tough, right? You found this video and you have the courage to watch it. But a lot of people didn't, okay? And you have to a little bit compare yourself with other people. Would other people have lost incredible amount of value for no good reason, potentially? It's like, well, I don't have time. No, time is not always the excuse. It's like you found something. You might not want to forget about it. You want to seize the opportunity again. And you're doing it. But you will stop watching in like 3 seconds, right? Right? What the fuck are you doing here? Dude, stop it. I am rejecting you right now. I'm telling you, dude. I can do that. Yes. A YouTube video can actually reject you. Face reality, dude. Wait, is this video gonna be like 5 hours long? I think the reviewing part is gonna be just 20 minutes, but it could just throw me into like a weird place. It could just be some weird music, dude. That we can just judge my crush on, you know. I don't know. But at the same time, my personality changed a little bit of what kind of music I want to listen to. Back in the day, I would just listen to Linkin Park. I didn't explore at all about music. I'm like surprised that people have a lot of likes and interest, and it's like, how do you have that much fucking time? Or is that all you do? That shit is a little bit like disappointing to me, as well as it's confusing. I guess it's always negative, but it is what it is. So let's try and decode it. Pickup culture is toxic. I know you have to like focus on relationships. That's kind of important. I just kind of want to skip this part. I don't understand it. Well, I know it's toxic, and I know you have to focus on relationships. I know you can try and solve the attraction problem, but you can solve a like much bigger problem. And based on how you feel and what you want to do, deep down. But you do have to dig very deep down, and sometimes people just want to fluff things that look good to other people, that feel good to you, but it doesn't feel like you solved the problem. Again, there's different strategies in life, and pickup culture is not gonna be one of those that I follow, unfortunately, because I kind of reject. Probably I have to note that. I reject pickup culture. Is that all I want to say? As well as other things I think are bullshit. And I have my reasons, and I'm willing to actually debate those reasons. I'm actually willing to stand for that and explain myself and spend time thinking about it. A lot of people have such radical strategies that they don't even consider thinking about what they're doing, which is kind of concerning. But right now, thinking is a luxury, so who knows what's going on, you know. But I value my principles a lot. Okay, people can learn from those, and I can be as extreme as I want, because I have nothing else going for me. Okay, I don't have enough relationships to actually learn from other people necessarily and get enough opportunities. But I guess I do feel a little bit bad for rejecting other people. It's just like they have rejected the entire internet, okay? I also rejected people who simply rejected the entire internet. Okay, the entire internet is kind of willing to explore and see who you are as a person, and eventually someone is going to explore my Discord. They just have to bump into it. Most of what life is all about advertisement and awareness, and if you live for long enough, if you exist for long enough, different people are gonna be aware about you for a different amount of time, but someone can fall in love with you, or fall in love with something that will make them fall in love with you. It's weird how these things work, but you don't want to reject like big concepts. You can reject some like people, certain people, and most importantly, it's like, but you understand what I'm talking about, right? Like, you're not actually supposed to reject them. You're supposed to just be aware that they want something and just keep them there, okay? You don't want to just throw them into garbage. You don't want to make them feel like shit, you know. Don't you want to be a nice person? Maybe? Have you tried doing that? And a nice person doesn't necessarily reject anyone, but doesn't necessarily accept anyone. Accepting people is almost like an equal bullshit, and actually breaks a lot of my principles as well. So, you have to be very, very careful about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can accept the entirety of the internet, though, because the internet seems harmless. The only thing that it can do to you is waste your time. But if you're mindful about that, maybe that's not gonna happen to you, so congratulations. I can't believe that Monica is actually gonna get a lot of points. Also got just an hour of points, which is tremendous, okay? Absolutely. And I don't need anyone to tell me anything. I don't need to search for a video to explain me fucking rejection. Because no one is actually really doing that, isn't it? Maybe there's like 100 people. It's a very common thing, right? Like, how is not nobody talking about it? But if you found this video, I don't know. I might just blew up in someone's face. But most importantly, you know, my bullshit videos are very fun to watch, aren't they? Because you survived. Or at least you have a reason to watch my other bullshit videos now. For hours and hours. Absolutely. I feel, even though I don't have time, I don't easily find things to spend time on, which is a very interesting thing. Like, internet has so many things to offer, and I still can't find what I want, to be honest. Yes, it's very hard, but at the same time, I just kind of I have a feeling, this is what I want to do, so maybe at least like 1% of people in the world wants to do a similar thing to mine. So, like, it's still somewhat likely that they want to explore this concept, right? Like, this is very important. And most importantly, I just, like, got triggered by a fucking dream. So it was sitting inside me for a long time. I probably wanted to do a second part of this, but I kept rejecting it. But then it's like, oh, okay. Okay. The okay moment can actually happen at any time. Anytime anyone has influence on anything ever in the universe, the okay moment can actually happen, and you're willing to do what you have to do. You just have to do certain things. You just realize something. You can't reject the truth! Alright? Very nice. I want the star though. Thank you. Understanding the truth makes you grow. I am just trying to be a friend. Don't reject me. Only once I accept rejection can it be applied. What? What? Only once I accept Should we just skip this one? I'll tell you this. There is a difference between saying nothing and verbally rejecting someone. Okay, there's a difference. Guess which one has more rejection in it? Actually, it's hard to tell. Actually, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, if you actually verbally reject someone, but it's still so much more valuable if you make a move. Like, if you actually tell someone, I'm rejecting you because of this, this, and that. It's like, yes, it's gonna break their heart, and they have to deal with some bullshit that rejection actually is, and you should be very mindful of why you reject someone, because you probably don't know yourself of why they're attracted and how to handle this situation in the first place. So being silent kind of makes more sense in some situations, but I would rather be rejected than deal with silence. Silence fucking disgusting, okay? Silence is stupid. But you have to do micro rejections. You can't just like, okay, I don't like this, oh, I don't like that. That's good, but it's like, I don't like you as a person and you should kill yourself. That's a little bit extreme. Don't do that. Yeah, now I understand. How do I not understand this immediately? But this is what happens when you read things. And I'm surprised that people read books very fast. You must be like retarded, or a genius. Because books cannot be read fast, unfortunately. It's just impossible. So I guess just there's a lot of people who are pretending. Because you see a sentence and you can't quite grasp what it means immediately. You have to think about it. You have to approach it multiple times. And, well, now I kind of know what it is because it should have been obvious. It's like, rejection is one of the things that both people kind of have to accept. You're like proposing rejection to someone. I don't like this, so can you stop doing that? And the other person says, yes, okay, I will stop it. Then your rejection has been successful, but if you just be silent and you silently hate someone and you're not going to tell them about it, which I actually am a hypocrite of because nobody wants to talk with me, so I hate everyone who doesn't want to talk with me, but potentially they would like to talk to you. If they realize that you hate them because they don't talk to you, I hate myself now because I don't know what to do about it. Maybe I will grow out of it. So, good luck me, am I right? Good luck me. without rejection, the first one wins. Whoever approaches someone wins, and it's just a very good incentive in a way. But also, being approached also is a winning move. So, well, everyone wins. I don't know, man. Everyone wins. Everyone is available. Everyone has mana. Everybody has mana to make their moves and spend their resources. Alright. We have a bunch of resources. We want to spend it. And you know, what's gonna make actually a big difference is when your resources are actually valuable. So we want to actually embrace that as a society, at least, to make sure our valuables, or our resources are valuable. Okay, so when you spend time, you actually get a lot of things in return. Okay, not just like random things, but actual things. And this is why people would watch my video, is because like, you get something that's not random. Okay, you were interested in this subject for a good reason. You can't reject it. You can't reject this video. You're not allowed. It's just, it would be a hypocritical thing to do. But now that I said it, you want to do it now. So, rejection is for opportunists. No, it's not. What? I know people feel like rejecting someone is an actual opportunity, but it's the other way around. Opportunity presents itself to you, but then if you reject it, you're kind of taking an opportunity to destroy the opportunity, which is like, that's not how life works, dude. Yes, you always have to use a thing against itself, but you used rejection. You didn't use the opportunity against the opportunity. You just... it's weird. I don't like this sentence at all, dude. This statement. You can't pursue a relationship with an abuser. Or bullshit. You obviously can't. You have to reject bullshit. It's very simple. You have to use bullshit against bullshit, as I've said. There's no round earth experience. I was triggered by this, and but at the same time, like, flat earth presents their arguments, and I don't understand a single person. I just can't comprehend a single person who just, like, rejects flat earth. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's just an idea. You must keep it in your mind. Are you rejecting it because you want to not spoil your stupid image, you know? Self-image, or... you don't want to look bad. But, you don't want to look bad? Maybe try principle of honesty sometimes. Because if you're not being honest, you will look bad all the time. Alright? It's gonna be a delayed thing. So you're gonna look good in the moment, and you're gonna look really, really bad when you have to apologize and walk on your knees to, like, I did a very wrong thing and I have no idea what the fuck to do, so I apologize. Does that work? No, it doesn't work. Your life is screwed because you're not being honest. Your life is screwed. Now you have to learn how to be honest, and that is going to be a very tough thing to do. Alright? But at the same time, it's not that tough, but you have forgotten how to be honest. You have to learn that. It's a tough thing. If you start being honest from the very beginning in your life, yes, your life is going to be hard, but I'm pretty sure that... And yes, you will have to lie to people who are being assholes. And you will have to just throw bullshit at them because they have been using you for being honest. But you will actually understand bullshit, okay? You will actually be a walking bullshit detector. And yes, now I'm actively lying to a lot of people who think they have my best interest, but they don't give a fuck, okay? They're just following government's orders. And yes, I'm talking about medication, okay? Now I just have to lie. Just live through this shit for the rest of my life, apparently, which is very funny. I'll just drop a bomb on the government. Its government's gonna be, oh, you dropped a bomb on us. You're a very honest person. Let me attack you even more. That sucks. Being honest sucks, man. Because sometimes you honestly want to do harm to other people and you can't. But it is what it is. You kind of just deal with that. You don't necessarily like have to go full rampage mode because you're honest. You still keep certain things inside because you would not want to go to an extreme of any kind. But you have. Yes, honesty is not about violence in any way. That would be stupid. You want to be honest and not stupid. You know, it's a very good combination of things. Evil is a lie, yeah. That's kind of important as an argument, don't you fucking think? I'll just repeat myself. I think it's a good argument. People are too fearful. Why is this reversed? Oh, because that's the reason why you get rejected. You have to think about it. If people reject people from fear, that's not a good argument. So it's a good argument for me to attack rejection. If you use fear, like, isn't that like too basic, too stupid? But at the same time, it's just like I look into people's lives and they're like living like good lives. It's hard to tell. Okay, it's hard to tell because not everyone is being honest. So you never really know. Or you never know how they reached success in life. You don't know that part. Because people are not honest enough about that. People are not honest about, like, very fundamental things, I would say. They want to put up a good image of themselves, but I don't know why. And the moment you ask why, I think things would fall apart very quickly. I'm 100% honest. Nobody cares, obviously, and that's a big reason why, but I feel that someone at some point will care, and I have to work very hard for that one person that will care. Very hard for that person. I can't reject that person, okay? I literally can't reject a person who might like me in the future. Okay, so I'm stacking a lot of shit together. It's not very nice tower to look at. It's more like a mountain of shit videos that have value in them. Yes, you have to go through shit, but I swear, I put a lot of work into it. Come on, man. Now even the argument that you can reject things when they're bullshit doesn't actually tell you that rejection is bullshit. It actually tells you that rejection works exactly as intended. It works as bullshit against bullshit, and it cancels itself out. So if you can apply rejection to things, and most of those things that you want to apply rejection to are bullshit, that means you're applying bullshit as well. That means argument, boys. We have an argument and not anti-argument. Very nice. You get... Alright. We're just like 20% way down. I'm so scared, guys. It's gonna be 5 hours. Are you ready for 5 hours? Yeah, you have to be mindful that rejection is just something other people are not capable of when they're attracted to something or they're attached to something. They just can't do it, right? It's not easy to do as well. You have to appreciate that. But I think that's too simple. It's very interesting. I have this Creeper Forge project that is hard to reject, but I did it. After a long, long time, I was foolish to try and make my own engine. Yeah. After a long time, I realized that, and I rejected Creeper's Forge, unfortunately. There's always TikTok. What is happening with Hightail? Okay. Free to play is the way to go. Yeah, Hightail is not really being honest enough. Because the most honest thing you can do is release the fucking game. And then update it based on how people react to it. And it's the easiest thing to do. If you're making a free game especially, why did you made it not free and actually embarrassingly annoying to wait for and trying to appreciate that? Like, Hytale is the epitome of stupidity. It's like, I don't understand this 100 times over. Just release the fucking demo version of your prototype-ish ass-wiping mechanism that a million people will try out, and maybe a lot of people will reject it, but at least they will attach to something, you know. They will have something to attach to. It's almost like Hytale is coming out, so here's a plushie toy that you can buy, you know, and people will be like, let's buy that. It's very simple. Okay, substitution jutsu. Do something, dude. Don't just give me a wall of text and like a fucking picture of how it looks like. Look, my newest update looks exactly the same fucking way. I didn't change anything. But trust me, I'm adding a lot of features that you don't give a fuck about anymore. You just want to play the game already because it looks good already. So, but we're just figuring out a lot of things, so when you start playing the game, you're gonna be overwhelmed with features. Like, fuck off, man! Hytale is the biggest failure story without... we still haven't got the game in, like, 5 years now, or something. Just stupid. Is the greatest failure story I've ever encountered. Is crazy. Being overly sexual is bullshit. You can compare apples to oranges, actually. And I argued with you can. If they're in the same category, you can do that. So you don't reject that either. People believe in... It's like... People made an argument you cannot compare Hytale with Minecraft. And it's... I would make an argument. You can't compare... how it feels to get hit by a hammer into the head and into your foot. But I would like to try, okay? I would fucking like to try. Stop it, okay? This argument is stupid. You can, in fact, compare apples to oranges. Get a life. People believe in bullshit all the time. Not an argument anymore, unfortunately. Because now we know. We know bullshit everywhere. The reason why I felt like it's an argument is because I need to make sure that people are stupid enough to believe in bullshit. So I need to convince myself, but it's like, no, you're born out of shit itself. You're not gonna be given good concepts from your mom. Mom is not gonna care about you. You're just gonna grow up on your own, and you're gonna believe in all kinds of things. Okay, and you will be manipulated because you believe in a lot of things, and the bullshit will just stack on top of itself until you decode it and put it to rest, basically. It's a hard process, okay? Even the best of the best still have to deal with the bullshit. And potentially the bullshit of like never being recognized as the best in the first place. They just have to live for the future, hoping, like myself, that someone will recognize them. It's kind of crazy. Already, if you're watching this, you are one of those people, so congratulations. You can support whoever you want on the internet. Try to make rock work as a telephone. Yeah, I got a little bit extreme with rejection. It's like, try everything, guys. Try every single drug, all the alcohol out there, try, not just smoking one cigarette every hour, but try smoking more, because it's all about trying, Fuck off, man. It's all about upgrading. That's a better way to say it, it's all about growing and improving your life. So you have to try a lot of things, but don't actually dive into them, Be very careful, I would say. And I'm not referring to the foam pit of TwitchCon that people dive into, and they were not careful about. But I think it's half and a half, right? It's a designer's fault, and it's a person's fault at the same time. But then it's not half and a half because someone actually said, "Oh, just dive into it." Now because you said it, now it's your fault. You said an advice. And this is why you don't want to give advice to people, because sometimes they don't fucking work. It's discern people. I don't know, maybe it works to you, but have you done it? Have you followed your own advice to begin with? Have you tested it? Yeah, be careful about that. If you tested it, you can tell a story about it. You don't even have to tell an advice. Alright? You don't have to tell an advice if you have already tested it. Story time. Instead, okay? It's a very simple thing. By upgraded boyfriends, you'll go back and forth. You want to upgrade a boyfriend too. It's like, I like this boyfriend a little bit more. In fact, Based Zoo is the pickup artist master, dude, on the internet. I reviewed him very recently. Says like, the moment you're gonna have a girl, other girls are gonna start approaching you. Which is kinda weird, right? The moment you break the ice with one girl, you're gonna be seen as like a curious thing in the world. If you don't have a girlfriend, everyone is gonna be like, you're an incel, you're creepy, I don't like you, you have no value, blah 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 blah. It just keeps happening, right? A waterfall of fucking rejection. But the moment you break the ice, women are gonna start noticing that you have some kind of value, and they need to figure out who you are, because now you're in a part of their fucking little circle of things. You have invaded. Okay, you have successfully invaded, which is fucking fascinating, isn't it? So, you will have a lot of more opportunities, potentially, if you just find a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, and you can keep climbing that ladder to the person that you really like. There's actually a hack, potentially. I don't know. It's not an advice, but potentially there's a way to climb all the way to the person you like, just to poke them and see what happens, because You probably liked someone because you were curious and not much other reasons. So it's it's really funny to just like, oh yeah, now I have influence on you. Yes, I like you, but I still don't know who you are. So you rejected me. So now you have to live with karmic consequence of I like you, but I'm still not sure if I actually like you. So you might actually be rejected yourself. And this is a very shitty thing that happens, but it's life. So keep living life. Yes, you don't have time and you're getting old, but it's like it's still funny, right? You still have to continue with your baggage, especially now that the consequences are kind of catching up to you and you're realizing the shit that you have done. You better change your principles, or shit is just gonna get worse and worse. There's no, there's no way back but to actually change yourself. If there's no mystery why you rejected, then it's okay. But a lot of people do, in fact, make it a big mystery all the time. They feel they can just click one button and they don't have to explain themselves whatsoever. You can just click the dislike button. It's fine, guys. I did rejected most of the explanations. I have one video that is disliked like 27 times or something. And I really don't care about it because it's like a random video that people don't like for some reason. I would like to know the reason why, but people have to first show acceptance and then rejection. And if you cannot do that, then I'm sorry. Because like everyone can type in a comment and fuck me over about it. Because it will still live in my heart for a long time. But it will get a very big reaction from me. I might even make a video about it if I get like 3 stupid comments. I would just like be like, well, let's educate these people because I feel like it. I feel like doing the Gabby Hanna thing. You post a comment and I post a video because I'm very honest of how I feel. And it's still not a terrible approach, to be honest, as long as you don't scream help me out of nowhere. You have to have some self-control, and it was a very interesting story, that Gabby Hanna thing. I don't appreciate it that much, because I don't care, but I just had to sit through it, because it was interesting to some degree. And Gabby Hanna is hot. That's why I did it. She's hot. It's kind of stupid, but I know. I'm attracted to stupid things. As a man, especially. Because if you think about it, like, women just try to look beautiful, and that just seems like so stupid, but that's all we get. As men, all we get is women trying to look pretty, and that's the entire story of what we're attracted to, because that's the only thing that's valuable to us. If we actually find other things valuable, we would be attracted to that all of a sudden. And the beauty would be just like, I like it, but maybe do you have the other values as well? No, then I don't have time for you. That's what would happen. But right now, like, beauty is the highest level of thing that you can have in my world. Because I literally can't approach you and figure out any other values that you might have. And at the same time, I can approach a lot of content on the internet about celebrities that have made interviews, that had made songs, all kinds of honest content. Like, you can't make this shit up. A casual person just can't compete against celebrities unless they actually introduce a new value to the table. Celebrities had an incentive to do a lot of content, right, on the internet, and a lot of casual people were just like sleeping on it, and they still are sleeping on the fact that you have to make a YouTube channel, you have to have actual social media presence, and it's very expensive. You have to have a computer, you have to have a microphone, Or you can just buy a good phone and start uploading TikToks. As long as the phone is actually good and you also look good, because otherwise TikTok is just gonna ban you and say you look ugly and you shouldn't get a single fucking view. You can still do something about it, but then you have to like work around it. Maybe you can apply some kind of filter, constant filter, and then you can't apply multiple filters because you have that one filter. I don't know how filters work, but I assume you can only apply one at a time. So if you're very ugly, you can still do something about it. So there's all the reasons to be present on social media. Yes, you might not have like ideas of what to do with it, but at the same time, if you want to be honest, you have to practice that honesty as a principle. You have to do whatever you can, and you, as long as you're passionate about it, you have the time. If you just work day and night, like, of course, don't worry about it. Why would you watch this video to this point anyways? Unless you have tremendous amount of time, which I have to respect, you know. How we approach relationships. Jealousy? Tell me more, dude. But that's why being rich is dangerous. We know that. Know that much. Yes, you can spend money to... And I think like being rich is actually dangerous to people who you influencing because you're rich, because you're trying to be even more rich potentially, and you just can't stop. Being rich just because you're rich is not gonna put you in danger necessarily, because again, you can just buy defenses and security guards and all that shit, but it puts you at risk, at higher risk, but it's just like how you approach the situation is gonna like normalize the risk anyways, and normally the risk is very normal, but still you have to understand the world didn't really change that much. There's still predators and there's still prey running around, and that's kind of how the world works to this day, and it's still annoying to see, but I don't think it's gonna change that much, unfortunately. As Andrew Tate puts it, if you want to have something, you have to take it away from someone else, and I kind of agree on that, unfortunately. Pirating is the best thing about gaming, as long as you can take advantage of the fact that something can be free. Yes, you're probably going to be put in jail 10 years later because government is going to be like, oh, let's ban this practice. And let's put everyone into jail who did that this whole time. But like, we're just gonna rise up against that, okay? We're just gonna have a civil war if government actually dares to do that. There's no other way around it, so... Trying to make things free. And it's almost also like it's just a simple practice, like you always try and avoid spending money on things that just like entertainment. But a Twitch streamer, Invader V, is gonna tell you otherwise. And guess what? I just got a bunch of sexy free pictures from her, and I don't give a fuck, okay? Invader, we can suck a dick. And she's not gonna get anything, okay? Because entertainment doesn't sell very well, okay? I'm gonna take whatever I want, and I'll take it for free. Why do we start at 6? Who stole all my stuff? You know, what the fuck? Or did I thought this was a 5 as well? E was a 5? I guess. My brain didn't work very well at that time. 4 months ago, you know. Not open-minded people are incredibly annoying, absolutely. Opposing, no, You actually might be curious what kind of dream would trigger me into talking about this whole thing for 5 hours. Well, nothing really much. Like, anytime Monica actually shows up in my dream, it's kind of awkward. And it's substantial. At one time, she showed up as, like, a person that I sit next to, and I ask a question of, like, where's that other girl? You know, it's like the weirdest thing to ask the greatest crush of all time. Is like, where's that other girl that you're friends with, you know? It's crazy, right? But I did that, so it's not really that crazy because, you know, when you have the opportunity, when you treat someone as like a approachable person, uh, you're not as attracted because there's no challenge anymore. And that's one of the tactics that pickup artists use, is like uh, push and pull or something. You know what I mean. It's whatever. Meet people in the middle. Consider things after saying no. You have to consider, yeah. It's not a crown argument anymore to me. I do change my mind significantly, I guess. All bullshit is destroyed. Yeah, I still have to go through this. I guess this kind of means, like, don't give advice in a different context. You win an argument, obviously don't attach yourself to a person too much as well. But you do have to, like, try and give a counter argument. You have to try. What does this even mean, you know? Here's some actual arguments. I'll have to copy and paste them. We're gonna get to them. Essentially, I should be able to even counter those, right? Maybe not. Maybe they expand into, like, very big arguments, you know. The reason why people reject someone is because they're very rational and they have thought about it a long time, you know. People just kind of, like, deal with the rejection, like, very quickly. They just move on. So it's not something you want to talk about. I can understand that. But when you start thinking about things, you realize that's not exactly true either. So, because it's one of the concepts that you really have to understand all of a sudden. It depends on just how you want to approach life. It very much depends whether you should care about rejection or not. Because if you want to, like, solve bullshit in your life, like, definitely it's one of the biggest things you have to solve. But if you don't give a fuck about anything, like, these things can definitely look small and very distant from you. Because you're just doing whatever you want, technically. So, telling you to follow some kind of guide on how to solve bullshit, like, it's to improve your life, like, it doesn't feel good anymore. It feels like going back to school in a way, so it's just whatever. I don't care about those people, okay? Yeah, you just filter bad content, but you just filter bullshit anyways. And you have to be self-aware if you're making bullshit. I don't think this video is bullshit. I'm trying to fight bullshit. How? Come on, man. Not giving feedback is bullshit. Silence is bullshit. And it's much greater rejection than, you know, this. Yes, I kind of watch a lot of videos and be silent about it in a way, but I'm making enough content so I don't have the responsibility to actually... Yeah, if a girl puts enough makeup on her face, then she doesn't have to talk to you, you know? That's kind of interesting, right? In other words, you want to learn how to appreciate effort, the most important thing. It's kind of gold, actually. Um, I have to just say effort is gold. We have to talk about not just bullshit things, but also very valuable things. But at the same time, this is a little bit obvious. But I will still say it out loud, you know? I'll say obvious things out loud because what else can you say in this world, dude? I want to provide logical thinking because money, sure. Yeah, this actually might be a separate video reviewing her music. Let's see if she has followers that I know. Yeah, I'm gonna expose a lot of people here. Yeah, sure. So that's one. Maybe two that I would care about. Well, I expected a little bit more, but maybe three. We'll see. Yeah, this is epic. You know, I would explore my classmates quite a lot more. I just don't have, like, the capacity, I mean, the opportunity to do that. But now that I do have, fuck yeah, dude. And we gonna follow each other and do all sorts of things. It's like, wow. People can be really friendly. I wonder why they reject principles, though, you know. But at least, you know, this is also why rejection is like a very small thing to a lot of people, because the moment you start thinking, you will reject like 90% of things in life. Like, maybe stop thinking then? Maybe you should stop thinking because you're rejecting so much. But there's a counter argument to that, which is if you don't think, you will reject actual principles of life. Okay, you can't do that. Come on, man. But again, you can live a very normal life. It's a way to live. You can just end this video now. Just live the fucking you like. I'm doing my thing. You don't have to invade my privacy if you don't like it. So you don't have to change anything. That's the most amazing thing about life. Most advice you don't have to listen to, unfortunately. But that also means that most advice is not going to help you at the same time to do what you want to do, because that's normally what people want to do, is just like, let me do more of that thing that I want to do. Well, advice is not going to help you with that. The opportunities and allowing people to do more things, that's a very big, valuable thing now. Like, even creating social media of any kind that has the potential to blow up, like, you're gonna change the world? Wow. And it's not about getting rich in a way. I would just like to change the world sometimes. But I also like to be lazy, unfortunately. Alright, rejection is important as long as you reject bad things. We say that already. The bullshit part is not recognizing opportunities. We said that already. So yeah, first time ever, I'll have to make a 5-hour video, but I will have to split it in 2 parts. So, but it's kind of like, this whole thing is not a part of like, you know, you know what I mean. It's not a part of this video anyway, so we do have to split it, and I'm very excited about it. Uh, Silent rejection is definitely a message if you don't go all the way. On TikTok, you can't reject videos unless you right click it and or long click it, long tap it, and then press I'm not interested and fill out the form of like I'm not interested because it's the creator, it's there's a quick question being asked there, but I still think you can improve that system, the report system. Just say what's wrong, just analyze it with AI. I will figure it out, and you're kind of interested as a developer in that a little bit more. What people feel like they're not interested in is like very nice if you could just write a message and commit the whole way through. It's a very interesting process. Yes, you might not actually need to commit to what you like, but you kind of still have to do that. You have to press, okay, you like this kind of content. Can you check out if the creator is actually making more of that content, or are you gonna just reject everything? Like, you shouldn't do that. If you like one thing, you have to explore a little bit deeper as well. So there's that very interesting principle. You find something, you test the depth of it, basically. Very interesting principle. I'm not exactly sure why. It sounds like very interesting. Why would you test the depth of everything all the time? But at the same time, if you find something valuable, you have to continue trying to find something valuable in that new direction, in that new area that you just found. Because it might just, the gift keeps on giving, you know? And obviously, it's just like, well, I just pressed follow button, I don't have to think about it. Shut the fuck up, okay? It's my video. Stop it. You already invested too much time. Now you have the loss thing, I can manipulate you, okay? You have invested your life savings into this. And I had to sit for 5 hours. Who cares? If people are equal, rejection makes no sense. Yeah, this is actually very interesting. The only thing that does make sense is like people want different things, but we're somewhat equally valuable, but not really as well. It's a difficult thing to grasp, to be honest. The equality. There's no equality. There's plenty of choice, but we have equal opportunities. That's it. And again, if you reject opportunities, you're not equal anymore. I'm sorry, dude. I don't agree with this. We literally just discussed in the very beginning of reviewing this stuff that you have to search for the best things to fill out the void with. So first you explore a little bit, then you find a few best things, and then you just buy the entire land around them, around those things, because you're gonna go and test the depth of those things. Yeah, I collect pictures of women. I actually have it open right here. How many thousands of pictures I have collected? 6,000? 7,000? 8,000 maybe? Let's just... By the time you're watching this video, it's a lot more. Let me tell you that much. It's probably 1,000 every half a year, I would say. Every half a year it's 1,000. So right now it's at 8,000, so you can just calculate that. Yeah, that's still a good argument. I'm not rejected by my mom. But I rejected the concept of family, because it's not my mom's fault. It's not because we have established a family. We didn't, because my dad left, but he didn't rejected me either. It's like, if you don't reject people, it's a pretty good deal, I would say. And you just can't afford. How can you afford rejection? It's kind of compelling to me. Is what the hell? Compelling. We're almost there, which is fantastic. If I stayed long enough and negotiate... Imagine some people just play Minecraft and they don't even think about this stuff. Even though it's a equal amount of challenge and fun, and it's like... Well, I just invented a Minecraft point 2, bitch. I mean, psychology. No. Principle craft. Let's go with that. And I have plenty of gameplay left, okay? Plenty of achievements to achieve. I'm just saying. It's a fucking game. Okay, I'm the best game developer of all time. Deal with it. If I stay long enough and negotiate it, I could turn no into a yes. Someone said that. I don't know who said that, but I definitely agree with that. Negotiation is very important. Being persistent is incredibly valuable and will make you stand out pretty much consistently. Okay? Potentially, this is what I say in my mind sometimes. Maybe Selena Gomez is very hot and very valuable right now, but when she gets old, she might actually look into why I like her as well. Fucking Selena Gomez herself fucking gets old and is like, who are you? You still my fan? You still survived life? I guess I'll spend some time with you, and it will be the greatest thing of all time, because we're gonna get even more pictures, okay? Fucking more pictures, dude! Rejection is bullshit is the craziest topic. I literally did the most craziest topic right after rejection was a thing. Have a hard time accepting reality. No, I'm not. I'm actually actively doing that, and other people have a hard time. But at the same time, I think we're still equal, because a lot of people are not rejecting like experiences, and I'm very careful about that. We all have our fears, and it's a tough thing. I still don't feel like I'm a superior in any way. I kind of just went through all of this. To not be rejected, dude. Well, everyone rejects everyone, and that's not a good deal, obviously. Accepting everything is also not a good deal. It's just like, you have to do something. You have to prove that you're not rejecting enough things. And if you play my game, not an anti-rejection game, it's literally what this is. Okay? Influence tracker is anti-rejection game. It's what it is, boys. If you playing a Minecraft, you might just like play some kind of map, and you'll be not accepting the fact that someone made a map and spent a lot of time doing so, but you're gonna be rejecting so many other things because you're just slowly being sucked in by Minecraft and by nostalgia that's gonna plague your future. I would say you should stop that, okay? and just think about things that you can improve, and playing this game is gonna improve all of those things. Okay, we're done. Now we have to purify this wall of text. My goodness, dude. We're not done at all. We just scraped the surface. Now I have... Oh my god. My life is ruined. Now I can't climb this wall anymore. Come on, man. I like the slow movement overall. I think everyone catches on this principle eventually that you might be able to like click a bunch of times and then get tired and just move on with your life. But if you like click a few times every single day, it will have a much greater effect overall. If you're being persistent again, it's a very big principle. I think everyone learns that to some degree, but it's just so fascinating that if you are persistent, you can in fact be lazy and still make tremendous amount of progress because you keep doing something every day towards a thing that you want to do. So, it's just like, it doesn't matter that you're not putting in enough work. Like, burning out is like a very risky thing to do, because then you stop doing what you would like to do if you just burn out. Obviously, if you're approaching some kind of thing you really want to explore and you're really concerned about, you think you're approaching a wall, you're just like gonna go full speed into the wall, obviously. Or you might want to enjoy the moment. There's just multiple choices again. It's crazy. Yeah. If anyone gives you a test and tells you there's one choice, there's one right answer, I know there's truth, but it's like, shut the fuck up. I have multiple choices. Alright? Get a life. But technically, that's why you're giving a test, to see if you know the truth, but at the same but then the test doesn't actually matter, because you still have the choice. You have the choice to be wrong, and then you're just gonna get the result of like how wrong you are, and you have to deal with it. But you definitely have the choice to be wrong, and nobody's gonna kill you for that, right? Right, teachers? Oh my god, they're ready with their pitchforks. They're charging, man. You got, instead of a 10, you got a 9. And yes, we use numbers, not letters, to grade ourselves. It's kind of stupid if you do that the other way around. Like, what the... F? Really? A? Come on, man. Just use numbers. We evaluate everything with numbers, but all of a sudden Americans are like, A, B, C, D, E, F. Where's my G, dude? Give me a fucking G. I'm even worse than an F. That's the most important thing in life. Sometimes you're G. Top G, man. You disagree on everything, and you're happy about it. And again, if you disagree on everything, actually, like, being tremendously bad at tests makes you very good at tests, because it's very difficult to be bad, right? But then there's not just the multiple choice test, you just, like, leave it at blank, and then you just fail test completely. That's a very consistent way to fail a test. In fact, that just kind of gives you a reminder of what it means to be silent, I would say. It's kind of a very interesting thing. If you're silent, you will fail the test 100% of the time. But because 100% does not actually exist, I'll say 99%. Very nice. Actually, I fell victim to YouTube allowing me to block every single comment on my YouTube page, but understand that I have to do that. Alright? I don't have the ability to, like, okay, you're a good person, you're a bad person, you're a spammer. Anyone can make like 100 accounts and just do all kinds of nasty things. On Discord, it's a little bit more difficult to do, and I get to filter people who actually care. But you never know, right? You never know if... So, I know there's a big wall, but I can guarantee you that I will not be offended if you enter my Discord. Like, everyone is going to celebrate that fact. So, there's no reason not to comment here instead of just turning around and just running as fast as you can because you saw a fucking slight fence, you know, around my property. You know, you expected no fence, but YouTube allowed me to put up a fence in a very crude way, so I just did it. But I still welcome everyone to comment here anyways. And I think it's way more productive. Even though YouTube does have some values, I would like highlight some comments that I have received on my video. I would highlight them in the comment section if I had a chance, but I don't think I have, because you have the option to like only allow people to comment if you review the comment, but then I will still receive comments. I don't want to do that, okay? I don't want to receive random comments and work through that. Maybe in the future, if I have employees, they can do that as a job, look through bad comments, and give me the good stuff, so I don't have to be aware of the bad shit that happens on my channel. But now I just kind of reject everything. So, in a way, I understand, and this is, that's the counter-argument that I have to make. But internet still doesn't have enough tools or understanding to do otherwise. Yeah, whatever, right? So I can sort of understand, but it still kind of makes a good argument of like why rejection is bullshit, because these sort of features feel very bad to have. But, you know. So I don't know if the counter argument actually works. It's like, I don't give a fuck if you don't have it. It feels so bad to have rejection. Like, I don't know, man. How you... Yeah, but I do it. I guess you can use that as a counter argument. But then you don't know. It's just an illusion. Alright. So it's more of like, yes, I know I use this feature, but is just an illusion. That I actually reject. Reject someone. I can't really finish this sentence, but you get what I mean. How you feel and what you know is going to change over time. Oh my god. 2 hours already. It's longer than flat Earth. This is so hardcore, man. there's a counter argument because this is stupid, right? Like, yes, you do have limited amount of time, but then all you have to do is not be bored, because the moment you do have time, you you just failed if you just got bored. All right, if you're constantly running out of time, it's only a good argument if you use the time properly. But if you do that, then it's not rejection either. You're just a very busy person, and I just have to understand you. You know, you still have to introduce yourself to the internet. You can't reject the internet as a whole, dude. Just say to the internet, I'm a very busy person, and the internet is gonna read that, and it's gonna be like, there's 80% of very busy people. This person labeled themselves as very busy, and it's like my friend would label themselves as such. This is why I don't make YouTube videos, for example. It's a thing that you have to do, unfortunately, that I just realized, you know, so other people will not realize this in 5 years or something. Than just a person. Yes, it's very important to evaluate what you're rejecting. Because again, you want to reject bullshit and you don't want to reject valuable things. That's kind of just what I'm talking about this whole time, okay? Be very mindful. Rejection is still a tool, but if you reject value, it's bad. I don't know. It seems like an argument. I think this is one of the coolest arguments because it triggers a lot of people of thinking of well, I do like to be a nice person. What do I have to do? Well, you know what you have to do. Rejection feels really bad, so you're just not being a nice person anymore, unfortunately. So you have to work your way all the way around it. Alright. You have to juggle fucking fireballs, man. Like, it's a hard thing to do. Shit, I literally did the buff, but 30% is still a lot. Is the amount of heat that I lost. Like, Cyrix was at 160. Oh my god. So lost 30% over 4 hours. God damn it, dude. That's as long as I slept. So if I slept even more, we would have lost pretty much most of the stuff. I should normally sleep 8 hours, so I would have lost 30% twice. Okay. So that and that. I would have lost 50%. Still feels pretty bad. But the moment I wake up, that 50% will now be apart forever until another 50% the next day and the next day. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I did the nerfs recently, or balance changes recently. I don't know how it's gonna work out. One of the better arguments is that it's hard to find valuable stuff, so give as many things a try as you can. Don't just be like, oh, I like this type of music, so I will not explore anymore. You will run out of music eventually, obviously. You have to subscribe to something. So that's also why rejection is not a thing in most people's lives. They have to explore anyways. But a weird thing happens is like people have this one little thing that they focus on and they reject everything else. It's kind of weird, but I do more thinking than most other people, so technically I'm rejecting other skills that I might have. You shouldn't beat yourself up about it. Obviously, you're trying to just create a valuable skill for society, so we're trying really hard. But it's actually like very hard. Society itself rejects most valuable skills, which feels really bad. Feels so bad that it's an argument. You're not aware of this, but I am, because I feel like I'm valuable, or at least I should be properly rejected from society. Silently rejects. Okay, yes, it doesn't find the time and the need to do this. Shut the fuck up. You have to be able to talk about skills, like, all the time. Especially in school. What else are you gonna fucking talk about? You have to memorize this thing and that thing. Oh, so it's all about memory? Then why the fuck my high school crush said that I should forget about her? You know, it's like, what? That's all we do in school. We memorize things, okay? I memorize every single wardrobe choice that you had as a schoolgirl, okay? I would have taken pictures, but I had to remember that, in fact. Because that's all school is about right now. But right now, you don't actually go to school, you go to the internet, okay? And school is just like your second home to spend time on internet. Anyways, because you're still gonna be researching of like, what did your teacher said? What is that? You know, you're gonna try and figure that one out. She said a word that I don't understand. Let me research that on the internet. Alright, let me see what she actually said, you know. Because she couldn't explain that herself. Stupid teachers. Yeah, when you live in scarcity, you kind of realize that it's just hard. It's just hard. Let's see if I counter one of these. Can I counter all of this? Is this pure bullshit? And never really had a big of a bullshit like this. Like, I had, like, pretty big ones. Absolute gold. Unbelievable bullshit. It's just 5 times. Is that all you can do? Mental disorder? We found bigger bullshit. It's like the bottom of the barrel of bullshit, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't be making a second video about this. Yeah, the hightail thing, once you refine it and look another time, like, it's actually an argument of why game developers should not reject their customers and just release the fucking game and then update the game. They don't even have to, like, care about the feedback. They can just release an update that they like. It doesn't fucking matter, because people are gonna talk anyways, and they're gonna talk to themselves. If you don't like feedback, they will talk to themselves instead. But, like, it's a huge failure just to reject people who want the fucking game. It's like, well, 10 million people want the game. 0 of them got the game. Very nice. I guess you just keep it for yourself until you're ready, you know? It's like, they already want you. Imagine, like, so a girl is putting on makeup, and then, she has the number of how many people actually like her, which is a very good reference point. It's better than a mirror. So as long as you're putting on makeup and you're being more and more beautiful, more and more people are gonna like you, right? And at some point you might even go viral. But that's the coolest thing about Hightail. They became viral, and they still didn't release the game, for 5 years. So it's almost like, oh, I'm just putting on makeup, but I will never go outside. You know. But at the same time, it's like, that's impossible. You have to still take pictures for people to like you, but not only you don't actually go outside, you keep on putting on makeup. And then it becomes the failure story, not a viral story, because now we just creeped out. What are you doing? Just use the thing that you just created to influence people. Go into the real world and show it not to the fans that made this whole thing go viral to some degree, but show it to as many people as possible, okay? Because people love it right now as it is, right? Show it to as many people. They're probably going to have the same reaction to that. Yes, it's going to be a little bit harder to convince not fans to join on the hype train, but you're probably going to be convincing a lot more people than you realize, because being a fan is a very complicated thing, and just reacting to what you see in life is a lot easier, so you'll be able to influence a lot of people just by putting on makeup. Let's say like you have 10 friends and it goes viral, and it is now 100 friends that know that your makeup is really good, but you still don't go outside to make it 1,000 potentially. You just wait for 5 years. After 5 years, you might not look beautiful anymore, and it doesn't matter how much makeup you fucking put on your face anymore. It's like, you have to compete with what you have. You have to run as fast as you can. You can't just stay in one place and be like, the longer I wait, the faster I will run. It's the stupidest shit, dude. Yes, you can send rockets into space. Maybe a little bit faster if you wait. But most of the time after you build the rocket, you still want to upgrade it? Really? If people say but at the same time, it does make sense, right? Like, people can't just say, oh, I like this rocket, it looks very good, it must be very fast and it works, right? Something can look good and not work whatsoever. You can have a lot of makeup in your face and not develop your personality, which is very scary. But then at the same time, it's like, you really just made some fluff content to manipulate people into thinking that this is a good thing, but you're insecure because there's probably problems deep down. You understand that you cannot compete with Minecraft because Minecraft is fucking huge. And, it is the most intriguing story of all time. You have to look into this. I mean, if you don't know what Minecraft is, you're out of the loop completely, but it is what it is. If you haven't played Minecraft to actually grasp what it is. You don't have to complete Minecraft, though. I didn't complete Minecraft myself, by the way. I only played, like, other people's maps or something, and made a map myself. I take advantage of Minecraft, okay? I built something that other people can experience. Alright, let's keep going. Yes, because it's very difficult to define something like rejection. You're gonna say rejection is a reason to improve yourself. And yes, because you're not gonna be rejecting someone. You're gonna be rejected a little bit, and you have to break through that wall potentially. there's a chance, alright? There's always a chance, so you will try and improve yourself. And also, it's very important, like, maybe the job thing, getting a job is kind of a tough thing, because you shouldn't be rejected from that. Like, by any means. Not only the society doesn't care about your valuable skills, your jobs rejecting people is a little bit too much to handle. But at the same time, like, if you do the rejection properly, it's fine. You have to follow very proper principles. So maybe it's a counter argument to that. There's a way to do it, obviously. But there's something you can say. You must understand there is little demand for the job you want. Okay. You still have to prove yourself, and this is why this is an actual argument I can't really counter right now. I don't like this one at all. This is like, you mean you have to manipulate people into not rejecting you? Like, what? What the fuck do I mean by you're doing something wrong if you get rejected? Like, what the fuck? Maybe it's fine. Maybe you just accept it. Because you're not a rejectful person. You just accept rejection. And it's like a double counter. Let's put more fucking seals onto this thing. I love that. 666, boys. There's no entry whatsoever. Just accept rejection and move on. Whatever you feel about it, you just continue that process on your own now. You just have to accept rejection and accept that rejection can only be met with rejection. Unfortunately. If someone is rejecting you, you have to reject that. And see what happens next. Yes, that means sometimes you have to push forward, sometimes you have to take a step back. There's no clear answer. Alright, what accepting rejection means. But it definitely doesn't mean giving up. Okay? It's just you're now aware that something you don't like happened. If there's anything you can do about it, well, but don't tell yourself that you have to figure out how to manipulate every single person so you don't actually trigger a landmine called rejection. Caring about these sort of things, only a psychopath could do that, okay? And if you're not a psychopath, maybe don't do that. Here it is, dude. It's very hard to reject people, and people understand that it's a very sensitive thing. But this is the way you kill people, basically. This is your weapon of choice. So it's a third crown. Last time we had 2 crowns, which were completely different. It's like, consider and be more accepting, obviously. This video is like 5 times more powerful than the last one. Alright, and we also need a title, obviously. Is Rejection bullshit? Of course it's not bullshit, okay? I didn't find enough arguments for it. But, go fuck yourself, dude. If you believe in my satire bullshit as well. Oh, you know what is also a good argument? Have you ever tried talking to AI? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I did reject the people from downloading my game, but nobody actually cared. So that's not an argument whatsoever. My game was like, well, it wasn't functioning anyways until it was functioning, and I immediately gave you guys a download link, which you can download right now. But the link contains a video that will explain you. You first have to learn how to use it, obviously. So that's fine. Yeah, unfortunately, even if you try and not leave an and try and leave an actual answer, you will still fail the test 98% of the time. Maybe you know 1% somewhat intuitively and you can talk about it to some degree, but life is just gonna punch you in the face. You know nothing about life or anything whatsoever. You can just figure it out. But honestly, you have to still try. It's a stupid statement. I don't care. But I like the fact that it's, you know, if you're silent, you're just failing 100% of the time. When you're not silent, you're at least doing something. Okay, potentially valuable. With silence, are you really gonna get value from that? From giving blank test? But potentially it's like, if people are collecting data about you, being silent is the greatest thing of all time. If you want to be intimidating, silence is also very good. So it's a very complicated thing, okay? So the result is quite insane, I would say. Unbelievable bullshit found. 25 versus 2. 2. So that is 12 times? This never happened before, dude. Like, this is like guaranteed. And you have to figure out how to avoid this thing as much as possible. And it's probably gonna make your life so much better if you just figure this principle out. This one principle, nothing else. Share it with as many people as possible. Because if they learn this principle, your life might still improve. Not just because you changed, but because your environment changed a little bit. You might actually fucking strike gold. This might be a fucking pickaxe to strike actual value, because people might not be aware of this enough. And but at the same time, it is a little bit vague. It doesn't actually give you too much information on how to use this thing. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is like the best thing ever. And the next video, we know what we're gonna do. So thank you guys for watching. Very nice. But at the same time, I could do it, but I will not. I will split. Alright. Fuck yeah, dude. The greatest dream of all time triggered the shit out of me. We could even go deeper, and maybe I will improve my skills even more and try this subject one more time for the third round. But for now, it's over. See you guys next time.